So I'm sure you've heard this previously, but certain investors will view Myanmar as a risky jurisdiction, even though you've made it very clear that NYL has de-risked the development of Baldwin at almost every level. What can you say to potential investors that may be looking at investing in MYL, but could be holding back due to perceived sovereign risk issues?
Well, let me start by saying that our track record of delivering project milestones is the best evidence that sovereign risk in Myanmar is not as significant an issue as some may perceive. It's fair to say that many operators of projects in Australia or other first world jurisdictions would not be able to do what we've achieved. Since acquiring an option over the Baldwin project just 2 years ago, over 23,000 metres have been drilled, and we've moved from zero to a 100 million tonne JORC resource over that time. And we've conducted geoscience, engineering and environmental studies. We've delivered the China Pit scoping study, which was followed a mere 7 months later by the pre-feasibility study. And you simply cannot achieve these milestones in these timeframes if sovereign risk is encumbering project operations. We have over 2 years of evidence now that this is not the case. So I would say that delivery of results is proof that our methods to manage risk are effective. And when I think about sovereign risk, I have 3 questions that I always need to answer. First, can I get it? Which is about establishing a legally enforceable title. Second, can I keep it? Which is about fending off potential challenges such as governments that might seek to renationalise or third parties looking to unseat us and grab the asset. And third, can I actually build and run it here? Which involves getting the community on side, dealing with NGOs and other interest groups, and working through the red and green tape in a timely manner. And by the way, this is the main component of sovereign risk for companies looking to develop projects in Australia. Witness the Carmichael mine saga. Now, our joint venture, our contracts, our discussions with government and stakeholders, and even our shareholder base within Myanmar Metals have all been structured to answer these 3 questions in the affirmative. For example, we have deliberately chosen not to capture as much project equity as we could. Under Myanmar law, this would be up to 80%, and it was more important for us to have capable local partners who can substantially de-risk our operations by their relationships with the Myanmar government and their experience of operating successful businesses in Myanmar and particularly in the Shan state. Now, we've achieved that, and at the same time we've also dealt with the single biggest nationalistic argument. And we've structured the joint venture contracts so that the Baldwin lease is held at all times, and it's never transferred from one company to another, and that avoids points at which there may be a challenge. Having a very supportive cornerstone shareholder in Perillia Limited, a wholly owned subsidiary of China's largest integrated zinc and lead producer, Zhongjin Lingnan Nonfermet, also provides an important layer of risk protection in a region that forms part of the One Belt One Road infrastructure build. So a little bit of exposure to China Inc. in this way deals with many potential issues. We've clearly positioned Baldwin with government as the flagship project, so our goals and interests are very closely aligned with theirs, even more so than a lot of people are giving us credit for. And in return, the Ministry has been extremely supportive. And in regard to security, Baldwin is in a region which is yet to see the Myanmar unification process unfold, and from time to time there's been unrest in the region. But people are building mines all over the world in similar circumstances, and as professional miners, we are very clear on how to manage. We always default to safe. If our protocols don't give a green light, we just don't travel to site. So we have never encountered any security issues at Baldwin or the nearby town of Nam Tu, but we have been vigilant and implemented those safety protocols that are designed to protect our people. It's also our belief that developing a mine in an impoverished area and creating employment opportunities will go a long way to improve the livelihoods of local people and ultimately enhance security in the region.